Welcome back to my kitchen for another recipe video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this high protein, healthy, and super easy meal prep that'll make your week a whole lot tastier and stress-free. At the end, I'll go over the macros for each meal and the whole day, so stick around if you're interested in that. These meals are going to give you about 120 grams of protein per day in 2,000 calories. And as usual with these videos, I will be putting the recipes and the instructions in the description box down below. Most of the ingredients I'm using for the video came from Costco. I find it the best place to shop around here for bulk foods, which is perfect for meal preps. I also think the cost per item is the cheapest there, and I know a lot of Costco's carry the same thing, so hopefully you can find all this stuff in yours. But if you can't, or you don't have a Costco near you, you can definitely find all of this stuff in regular grocery stores as well. All right, so now that the shopping is all out of the way, before we get cooking, I just want to talk really quickly about today's video sponsor. Do you ever feel like you need a quick energy boost? Well, if you do, you have got to try these amazing Gem Energy Aid Bites. They are packed with real whole food ingredients and they offer a triple energy approach. A quick caffeine boost from green tea as well as ginseng, sustained focus from L-theanine, and long-term metabolic support from kelp and prebiotics. No jitters, no crashes, just clean, focused energy. And the best part is they taste delicious. They taste like dark chocolate with a nice cacao nib crunch, which makes them so easy to enjoy. Whether I'm at the gym wanting to push a little harder or need a quick afternoon energy boost so I can be as productive as possible, Gem's Energy Aid Bites help me power through my day. If you are ready to fuel your day the right way, Gem is offering a special deal off your first month. So just check out the link in the description box down below or go to dailygem.com/Derek and use my code Derek at checkout. A big shout out and thanks to Gem for sponsoring this video, and I really do hope that you check out their products. So I've decided to do this one as a 3-day meal prep and not a 5-day meal prep because you'll have to let me know in the comments down below what you think, but by the 4th and the 5th day, the food just isn't tasting all that fresh and tasty to me, and I get bored of eating the same thing for 5 days straight. But if you'd prefer me to do 5-day meal preps, let me know in the comment section down below. All right, let's get cooking. First, we are gonna make the tofu egg for these breakfast sandwiches, but to do that, we need to make a marinade. In a container, add 1 teaspoon of onion powder, a half a teaspoon of turmeric, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 heaping tablespoon of nutritional yeast, 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, a half a teaspoon of salt, a pinch of black pepper, and then 5 tablespoons of water. And then give that a good mix. Next, I'm gonna cut this tofu block into thirds. And then what I like to do, just to sort of help the marinade and all the flavorings to get in there a little better, is just to score it on each side, just do kind of like a cross pattern. I find this helps so much. And then put those into a container along with the marinade. And I sort of like to layer it a little bit so that the marinade gets on everything. So a bit of tofu, bit of marinade, bit of tofu, bit of marinade. So ideally you want this to marinate for at least a few hours, if not overnight. And that's actually what I've gone ahead and done is I made this exact thing yesterday and then I fired it into the fridge so that it would be nice and marinated for today. So I'm just gonna take these out and then put them onto a baking tray and then into a preheated oven at 350 degrees. So that's gonna take about 30 to 45 minutes, and just to keep this video like nice and simple, I'm gonna finish up the breakfast sandwich, or at least get everything ready to finish it up. So I'm gonna start by slicing this tomato, and then a few slices of red onion.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna do like slivers.
Well, that's what I tried, but this knife went nuts.
Okay.
The knife had like a freaking plan of its own.
How did it have a mind of its own?
Because it's a bread knife. And then I'm also gonna get these everything bagels out of the fridge and get these ready. So there's a bit of a story behind these because we don't usually buy bagels from Costco, and we didn't realize that you get 2 bags for $8. So we saw $8 and we were like, yeah, that seems like a reasonable price for 6 bagels. And I grabbed them, went up to the cash register, and then they were like, where's your other bag of bagels? And I was like, what? We didn't get to. And then they were like, no, you gotta go get another one because you're paying for 2 no matter what. So I went running across the store and I actually grabbed like the cinnamon raisin ones as well. They're pretty good value for the $1, especially when you get 2 bags for $8, and the ingredients are not all that bad either. Anyways, I'm gonna pretty much put all this aside. There was one other thing. Oh yeah, 2 other things. And then just some ketchup and some Vio Life cheese slices. We didn't get these at Costco, I have to admit. I got these at another store. It'd be nice if our Costco sold these. But yeah, that's pretty much the breakfast sandwich ready. So I'm gonna put all this stuff aside and then move on to lunch. So this meal is gonna be like a high protein dump and bake Veggie Casserole. So this is actually a pretty cool recipe, and even if you don't use it for this meal prep, I bet you will enjoy this. You could just like make it for dinner for your family or just to have for a few days or whatever. And of course you could have this, yeah, like I said, for dinner or for lunch, but I'm gonna be making it here for lunch. So the first thing I'm gonna put in there is 3/4 of a cup of quinoa, 1.5 cups of TVP or textured vegetable protein. And then I'm gonna chop up 4 large mushrooms and add these. 1 bell pepper, so I'm just gonna use half a red pepper and half of a yellow pepper just to add some color to this meal. Half of a medium onion chopped, then about 3 cups of frozen broccoli, 1 cup of canned chickpeas, and then this is where some of the flavor is gonna come from, is this lentil soup. So I'm gonna add 2 cans of this organic lentil and vegetable soup. And it needs a little bit more liquid just for the quinoa and the TVP, so I'm gonna add a cup of water, and into that I'm gonna mix up some garlic powder and some onion powder and a bit of black pepper. And then just give the top few layers a little bit of a mix to mix up those flavors. And then just pop that into the oven, preheated at the same temperature, 350 degrees, and this is gonna take 45 minutes. So for dinner, I'm just gonna make a really simple lentil pasta with tomato sauce and veggies. And Costco actually has this really awesome red lentil pasta, and it's by a company called Felicia. And the only ingredient is red lentil flour. So it's nice and high in protein. It's really easy to eat. So I'm actually just gonna measure out a bit of this. I did some calculations and we need 4.2 cups of this. Bye, Felicia. So I'm just gonna put that in the boiling water, and while that's cooking, I'm going to saute some of these fire roasted vegetables. If you guys have never had these at Costco and you see them in the freezer section, definitely get them because they are amazing. So I'm gonna be doing 2 cups of this. This is gonna boil over in a second here. Hold on, turn that down. Ah! A steam burn. Wouldn't be a meal prep video if I didn't like burn some part of my body. So don't overcook that pasta. It only takes about 8 minutes. So once that's cooked, strain that. So we've got a couple different choices for tomato sauce at our local Costco. We've got this one here, which is like an organic tomato basil pasta sauce. And then there is this as well, Rayo's. And this stuff is so tasty. However, it is double the calories of this one, and it is also got 7 grams of fat in 1/2 a cup versus 1 gram of fat in this one. So this meal is really low in fat already, so you know you definitely want some fat in your meal. So it wouldn't be terrible using the Rayo's, but what I'm gonna do is something a little bit sneaky. I'm gonna add some of this, and then I'm also going to add some hemp seeds to bump up the fat, but it's also gonna bump up the protein, and the fat is gonna be omega-3 fatty acids amongst some other fat as well, versus this, which I think the fat is probably just coming from olive oil. 3 cups of the tomato sauce. Okay, well, that's pretty much the whole jar almost. It's like just a little bit less than the whole jar. All right, so I think the casserole is all done. It looks incredible. So I'm just gonna let everything cool down, and then I'm gonna put everything into the containers and build these meals. All right, so everything is all finished and portioned out. So I did add a couple extra things. As you can see, I added a banana to the breakfast because I figured you need more than just like a breakfast sandwich for breakfast. And then to the casserole, I added some guacamole, which is this like pre-made guacamole that you can get at Costco. It's so tasty, but of course you can make your own or add something else. And then I also added some salsa as well. I think it's gonna go really good with this. And then just some green onion on top of that high protein lentil pasta dinner. So let's check out the macros for each one of these meals and then the day in total. So breakfast is gonna give us 682 calories, 33 grams of protein, 105 grams of carbs, and 19 grams of fat. And that works out to 17% protein, 59% carbs, and 24% fat. For lunch, it's 630 calories, 47 grams of protein, 93 grams of carbs, and 9 grams of fat. And that works out to 29% protein, 58% carbs, and 13% fat. And dinner's gonna give us 660 calories, 57 grams of protein, 101 grams of carbohydrates, and 15 grams of fat. And that works out to 26% protein, 53% carbs, and 21% fat. So the macros for the whole day: 1,972 calories, 122 grams of protein, 300 grams of carbs, and 43 grams of fat. And that works out to 24% protein, 57% carbs, and 19% fat. All right, so I guess that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this meal prep and I hope it makes your life a little bit easier. I appreciate it if you hit the like button for me. These videos do take a bit of effort to put together because I always test the recipes, and then as you saw, I put all the macros and everything in there and adjust the recipes to make sure that they are really good for you and also have like good macros for anyone that is counting. And anyways, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Subscribe so that you can see more from me, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye-bye. If you want to make your healthy meals taste even better, check out my latest recipe ebook, Easy Vegan Dressings and Sauces. There's 35 amazing oil-free recipes in there that are sure to transform any meal. There's a link in the description box down below.